guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here, and it's always Sarah here, and today I'd like to talk about a very particular topic. I'm going to talk about 3 words that you won't actually find on grammar books, because actually they are not considered standard English, and most teachers, and they're right, would actually say they're absolutely not correct. But we can find them a lot when watching a movie or when watching a TV show, listening to a song or a native speaker who's talking to us. They're very, very common, and beginners are quite puzzled because they can't really understand what they mean. So this is why I'm going to explain today what they mean, why they're structured this way, and pay attention. Warning, this is not standard English. This is not correct. Okay, this isn't something you would use during an exam, or I don't know, when you work or in a formal situation. This is a very colloquial kind of English. It's very informal. It was considered slang, okay, some time ago. Well, it is still considered slang, probably. It was considered American slang. Nowadays, it's not just American slang anymore, because they're actually used all over the world. So they're very, very common, but pay attention, because you can't use them under any circumstances, okay? Only when you are talking in a very, very, very colloquial way. Normally just they belong to the spoken language. But I can also say that there are circumstances when we actually imitate the spoken language on social media, for example, chat rooms, or when you text someone on your smartphone. In these cases, we use a language which is much more similar to the spoken language than to a very elegant standard English. So in these cases, you may find or use this, okay? Not when you are working, not when you're at school or writing a letter or doing something like that. Now, let's start to analyze these words. Let's start with the first one, wanna. It is strange with this final A, which is not typical for Anglo-Saxon language or Germanic languages in general. This A here is the result of a sort of a phonetic evolution, okay? So it's the result of a sound, basically, because these words are actually the result of how people pronounce, okay, the original words. We know that English tend to be a very quick language. People tend to talk very fast. Words are often shortened, and very often you can find or listen to just one sound actually represents many different words all together. This is exactly what happened here. So wanna, for example, is the phonetic evolution of the expression want to. Okay, want to. I want to. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. This is just a phonetic evolution. So you have heard how the sound has changed. The words melted together. The T sound was almost eliminated because it was something that created something like a small obstacle, okay, in the sound, so it's eliminated, and the final result is wanna. But the meaning is exactly want to. I wanna go means I want to go. I wanna go home means I want to go home. Again, I wanna be your friend. I wanna be your friend. I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. Okay, it's just something you don't actually pronounce the T sound, the consonant there, and it's Well, it's just a phonetic transcription somehow. Wanna, want to, and then it becomes wanna. There is also another use, another circumstance. Actually, it's quite rare, so I will mention this, but 90% of the times you find this, it's because it means this, okay? So wanna means basically want to. But there is another circumstance. It is when wanna actually means I want a, okay, with the article. Example, I want a hamburger. I want a hamburger means I want a hamburger with the article. It's possible because obviously there is no specific rule. It's just, as I said before, the phonetic transcription of the way we pronounce that or they pronounce that. It can exist, but most of the times when you see this, you think of want to. Then, second word, extremely similar. You can see that the structure is almost the same, double N here and final A. And this means actually going to. It means going to. We find it especially when we talk about the future. And if you don't remember be going to used in the future, please just have to go back in this same playlist. You find my lesson about the future. Future with will, future with be going to, future with the present continuous. Anyway, in this case, gonna is just the shortened form of going to. Going to, gonna. Now, also in this case, the final G and T going to disappeared, okay, and it became just gonna. Examples, also in this case, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny, okay, it's going to be funny. They're gonna be glad, they're gonna be glad, they are going to be glad. Please remember that before gonna, so before going to, basically, you have to remember to put the verb to be, which is conjugated, obviously. Gonna is not conjugated, going to is not conjugated, it's just an ing form, okay, it's just a gerund. So before that, pay attention, you have to check twice and to be sure to put the verb to be. I say this because this is a very, very, very super common mistake. You're gonna be glad. Now you see that when I pronounce these words, the sentences, the examples here, I tend to rush the pronunciation, okay? Because these kind of words are actually used when you talk fast. I mean, I would never use them while teaching. While I teach, I tend to use to pronounce words and to talk in a very slow way, clear way, so everyone can actually understand me, even if they're beginners. I don't usually use shortened forms or strange forms, okay? When I read this, I automatically say they're gonna be glad, okay? I automatically speak in a faster way, okay? Because this is what it is meant for, basically. Final one, gotta. Now, this is a bit more tricky because gotta actually means have to, and you say, oh, how could have to become gotta? Have to means must somehow, okay, in some circumstances. So have to sometimes is have got to. Many times in spoken language, it is just got to. I got to go. It means I have to go, I must go. And got to becomes gotta. Got to, gotta. So have to, have got to, gotta. This is the evolution, basically, in steps. And yes, this is so very much used. And you have to pay attention because the got form is already very colloquial, a very informal way of saying have to. So if you're trying to use a very beautiful English, you have to say have to or must, it depends on the form. And got to is already quite informal. Gotta is extremely informal. It's slang basically. I gotta go home. Gotta go home. You see, again, gotta go home. I almost I don't pronounce, at least my pronunciation of the subject isn't clear. It's almost you can almost hear that. Gotta go home. I almost skip it. Obviously it is there, but this is because the reason why I don't really pronounce the subject is that gotta is meant to be fast, and the pronunciation there is meant to be quite I know it's something I don't focus on, okay, and there is no accent there in the sentence. And so gotta go home, I gotta go home, gotta go home, it means I have to go home, I got to go home, gotta go home. You gotta learn something, you gotta learn something. You can really hear how my pronunciation of these sentences is different from my usual pronunciation, which you can tell me you're not a native speaker, and you are so right, because I'm Italian. I'm pretty sure you can hear my accent, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in this case, the focus point here is the way we use that, and our voice and our intonation must match the intention, okay, in the communication. That's very important too. So you gotta learn, you have to learn. Now, if you're interested in these expressions that actually belong to slang, as I said before, anyway, spoken language, colloquial language, you may be interested in the use of ain't, which is a very common expression. And if you are, I can suggest you to go back to lesson number 35 of this playlist here, because I've got many different playlists on my channel, and this is the playlist of English language in English, okay, because I've got the same in Italian. So you, in the same playlist here, you go back to lesson number 35 and you will find a long and detailed explanation with examples of ain't. Anyway, just very quickly, ain't is another, it's different, you can see that it looks different, but it's, I can say that it's quite similar to these expressions here, because it's kind of a simplification of the language. It's obviously slang, and ain't means the verb to be or the verb to have, so either to be or to have, and not. So this is the negative form of the verb to be or the negative form of the verb to have. So I ain't, you ain't, she ain't, they ain't, it's almost the same, and it means I am not, you aren't, he isn't, she isn't, they aren't, but also I haven't, you haven't, she hasn't, okay, so just one expression for all these forms. But you can go back to my lesson number 35 and you will find full explanation and details and examples, of course. Well, thank you so very much for following. I hope it was useful, and well, maybe you can listen to your favorite songs now, or or to your TV shows, and maybe even read subtitles and understand what they actually want to say. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much for your support. If you found this video useful, please leave me a like. Subscribe my channel, and I want to thank you once more those who have decided to support my channel with a very small donation on PayPal. Just a quick reminder that the link to the PayPal address is both on the description of this video, all my videos actually, and on the home page of the channel there is the button, okay, the PayPal button. and there you can maybe leave a little support, and I so appreciate the gesture. It means the world for me. It's a really it's a great gesture, and so thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. So thank you again, and I hope to meet you very soon, again with English, German, Italian, whatever you want here on Maiora. Thank you so very much, and goodbye.